Good morning. We are in Peralta Canyon and I'm on a scouting mission. Jerry, Arizona put together the iconic Superstition Loop.
Meet Jerry and his wife Tina. Jerry has a YouTube channel called Jerry Arizona, and they hike and explore the outdoors in Arizona and the surrounding states. Jerry's videos are really well done. He's developed quite a bit of photography and video expertise, not the cheesy GoPro videos I'm throwing together. But in Jerry's most recent video, he attempted a loop that he designed called the iconic Superstition Loop. The loop includes the most iconic landmarks in the Superstitions, all in just a 3-day trip. You'll find a link to Jerry's video below in the description. The loop begins at the Lost Dutchman State Park, where you're going to climb straight up the Siphon Draw trail to the Flatiron, which is a very difficult hike, even without 3 days of food and gear and water. From there, you embark on the Ridgeline Trail towards the Carney Springs turnoff. There's a little side climb along the way up the tallest peak in the Superstitions, which is a painful addition that I'm adding to the loop, but it's certainly iconic, so we have to climb Superstition Peak along the way. From there, you'll make your way off trail from the Carney Springs junction to the Robbers Roost area without a map or trail, where if you can find it, you'll be able to set up camp. All of this has to be accomplished on day 1. Day 2 brings you from Robbers Roost to the Fremont Saddle for that impressive view of Weaver's Needle, eventually making your way down to Boulder Canyon and ending day 2 at Battleship Mountain, where hopefully the LaBarge Pool should provide access to filterable water if the canyon itself is dry, which it usually is. However, we did have some rain recently, so there's some puddles out there right now that may still exist. We'll see. Day 3 will take you from Battleship to the Second Water Trail, First Water, the Crosscut Trail, eventually back to the Lost Dutchman State Park. This should be the most difficult and certainly the most iconic loop in the Superstitions.
I've never been to Robbers Roost before, and there's a stretch of trail that involves bushwhacking that I'm a little nervous about, having never done it before. To play it safe, I'm going to scout that area, see if I can make out a trail that connects to the Ridgeline Trail. The reason why I have my big pack on is I'm carrying 2 gallons of water, which I am going to stash somewhere around Robbers Roost, because that first leg of this iconic loop includes obviously climbing up Flatiron and doing the Superstition Ridgeline, and at the end of the day there will be no water, which means you're gonna have to carry 2 days worth of water up Flatiron and the Superstition Ridgeline Trail, which sounds like a bad idea. I'm gonna cache some water here, and next weekend when I attempt the iconic Superstition Loop, I'll be camping and I'll have plenty of water. The downside is I'm leaving 2 gallons of water up here, which means I have to come back. I can't leave. Basically, essentially, that becomes trash. So no matter what, I gotta at least come get this water. So step 1 today is to get up to the Fremont Saddle. It's about 2.2 miles. It's a real pretty hike, a real popular hike. And then from there, we gotta find the trail up to Robbers Roost, which evidently is not very well marked. It's a beautiful day to do a little scouting, see if we can't find a way to complete the incredibly difficult, iconic Superstition Loop. Jerry Arizona laid down the challenge, so I'm gonna learn from some of his mistakes and see if I can't make it. And if I can't, somebody else will learn from my mistakes. I'm at the Fremont Saddle. I've got the All Trails map in my hand to get me to Robbers Roost. So let's see if I can find it. It is up through here somewhere. So, here we go. This is a rad hike. I mean, for a short day hike, I'm doing this again sometime. Got to bring Laura up here. Earlier, I was following the wrong cairns. I didn't notice there was a little split. One path took you to the left, and the other one went right up over that saddle where all those trees were. And I checked the GPS, and I was well off course, so had to backtrack a bit. Well, this is awkward. So, supposed to be there. I guess this is it. I didn't think this was it, honestly. I don't know. I followed the all trails, and I'm not sure this is Robbers Roost. How could it be? Pretty cool, but where are you roosting? I don't see a robber or a roost. It just doesn't feel right. I thought it was going to be some kind of a cave type of a thing. You know, a good hideout. If that is Robbers Roost, I'm not sure where I'm going to camp. I got to try to find a flat spot somewhere. And that's the other thing. I just assumed there would be some fire rings and some places where people have camped. So what I'm doing now is going back to that fork in the road. And instead of following this all trails map that took me to what I think is nowhere, I'm gonna go see where the rest of those cairns went. About halfway from the Robbers Roost area, or at least what I think is the Robbers Roost area, and the connection to the Ridgeline Trail, and I found a trail that's been used. I wouldn't say it's heavily trafficked, but I keep losing it. I think I just lost it again. And then I'll find a piece of it again, and then I'll lose a piece of it again. I've been stacking cairns up wherever I can just to make sure that I don't get lost. All right, I'm not that far away from the Ridgeline Trail. I am definitely on a trail, an unnamed but fairly well used trail. So hard to stay on it, but definitely on it. And there is no camping here. As you can see, there's no flat spots on the side of this hill. So it might be that Robbers Roost is the place to camp. I'll go back there and hide this water. I'm a little worried about this, to be honest, because this has been kind of rough. It's fun, but I'm imagining what it's going to feel like after the first day of the loop, when you've already climbed Flatiron and the Superstition Trail, And there ain't no way I'm not going to climb Superstition Peak if we're going to be close to it. That should be the 5th stop on the Icon Loop. This is Carney Springs. And there's the parking lot down there for Carney Springs. And I believe the Wave Cave uses that parking lot. I believe. For those who may wish to attempt the Jerry, Arizona Icon Loop, you won't be bushwhacking, but you will have a hard time finding the trail. So I'm gonna set as many cairns as I can on the way back to help guide me and anybody else that might want to try. If I can't do it, somebody else will. This is a really good bailout point too. This is kind of the time where you make your decision. Because if you don't go down Carney Springs, then you have to go through here. And that means you're going all the way to Fremont Saddle, whether you want to or not. I don't think there's any other way down. I don't know, Jerry. I don't know if I got it either. Thank you. You're welcome. This is hard. I've got what, 18 pounds on my back? That's it. I'm gonna have to have a lot more to get up Flatiron. Man, I don't know. I have successfully hidden my 2 gallons of water, and I'd be really surprised if anybody could find it. They'd have to really be looking for it. I'm assuming this is the Robbers Roost area. If I'm not exactly at Robbers Roost, I'm certainly in the vicinity. So I would say that this scouting trip was a success. We found a path through the canyon. It doesn't involve as much bushwhacking as you might think, but it is pretty much uphill most of the way from the Carney Springs junction. So I got to keep that in mind. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that commitment that I'm going to give this a shot.